How do YouTube? What?
Don't forget to tell them to go follow your Twitter because you only have 75 followers on Twitter. I mean, you need 75.
Thanks. Yeah, I know.
Shut up. Shut up. Just tell them, and they'll do it.
Okay. Fine. God damn. Sorry for the interruption. There's a dumbass over there. Howdy YouTube, what's going on today? Welcome back to another F1 reaction. We're back at it. Before I get sidetracked, start talking about other stuff, go follow my Twitter, as the idiot said over there. I only have 75 followers over there, but 800 and I don't even know how many subscribers. I've lost count at this point, but let's make it 1,000. Okay, anyway. Go follow my Twitter, link in the description. It's just at Mystic Hippo, Mystic_Hippo. I post random shit. No, that's my old account. I'm not gonna tell you my old, but it's out there. You can go find it. It's but go follow my Twitter. Just I post stuff there because that's what Twitter's meant for. Update shit like that, retweet stuff. Yeah, just go follow it. He's left the room now, but that guy's a real bitch. Yeah, I don't even know why he's here. Anyway, an F1 reaction. You guys love these. I love them. Did you watch the race? Holy shit. It was a insane turn of events at the end there. Good night, 11. I'm a Max fan, though, which kind of upsetted me at the end there. Oh, man. How about Ferrari, though? Damn. Coming hot right out of the gate. I don't hate Ferrari, but I'm not like, I don't follow them. But it's good for them, I guess. Red Bull has just had an engine problem. Something to do with the manufacturer, I don't know. They have to get that shit figured out for the next one. 8 of the strangest endings to an F1 race. The craziest endings. Might as well add the ending that just happened in the last race to this video because that was insane. I tried to find more of crazy endings, but I guess they don't happen as often as in F1 and as they don't happen that often. Anyway, subscribe if you want to see more of this shit. Road to 1,000. We're getting there. Super close. Every day. Only a matter of time now, folks. Only a matter of time. Strangest endings. Is that when he blew a tire?
I know you've been thinking it too, so that's why we've created this video. You probably won't believe half of these in this video, but trust me,
Probably won't know.
Here are 8 of the strangest endings to an F1 race we've ever seen. The 1982 Monaco Grand Prix. This has to be one of the most famously bananas race finishes in F1 history. Multiple drivers had the chance to win
Bananas.
the closing laps, only for fate to intervene every time someone looked set to take the lead. It had been a fairly uneventful
Happens, bro.
race for much of the distance, with Alain Prost leading most of the way for Renault after
Those cars look so nice.
Then, coming out of the harbourfront chicane, he crashed
I crash there every time.
a light sprinkling of rain and oil dripping out of the gearbox of Derek Daly's Williams made areas of the track rather slippery.
That'll do it, yep.
Took over the lead, only to spin and stall at the Lowe's hairpin on the very next lap. Didier Pironi then took
God,
over
you
the front,
take
but going into the tunnel on the final lap,
up the whole track.
coasted to a halt, out of fuel and out of the race.
This reminds me of the Cars scene. What Cars 2, where the guy's on the camera. It's like the camera's like a little gun, and they shoot the guy. They shoot the drivers, and their engine blows up. If you know what I'm talking about, you're amazing. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I sound like an idiot, but you had to be there. So apparently, if you take the lead during this race, you're gonna.
Would have taken the lead, but his Alfa Romeo also ran out of fuel at the same time. While all of this was going on, he managed to use the hill of the hairpin to roll enough for him to bump start his Brabham and get going again. By this time, he'd clearly developed some kind of
So as a fuel mileage race.
take his first win. Despite not finishing, Pironi and de Cesaris were far enough ahead to be classified second and third. The 1964 Belgian Grand Prix. Another race which had a finish in the same vein as Monaco 82 was the 1964 Belgian Grand Prix, which took place on the old, fearsome, long version of Spa.
Wow.
He had led most of the race for Brabham and looked set to give the team its first win. Behind him there was a right old ding-dong battle between Graham Hill and Jim Clark for second place as they frequently swapped positions around Spa's 8.7-mile lap, with Bruce McLaren occasionally joining the fray.
Did I say 8.7-mile lap? Oh my god. How many laps were there in that race? 2?
Lotus 25. It was overheating, so with 5 laps to go, he pitted to have his radiator topped up with water, dropping him to a distant fourth. That left Gurney leading comfortably from Hill and McLaren. However, Gurney was having problems and slowed down so much that Hill took the lead with just over 2 laps to go. Gurney pitted and asked for more.
Man, that'd be hard to judge all that.
The team didn't have any to hand in the pit garage. They took a look in the tank and figured he'd probably have enough to get to the end, so sent him back.
Probably.
Now running third, he was back up to pace and halfway around the final lap was in the process of passing McLaren for second when predictably his Brabham ran out of fuel. McLaren himself was nursing his car around the final lap because his battery was running out of power and the fuel pumps were struggling to do their job, though he had plenty of fuel in the tank.
Sounds like a mess.
McLaren rounded the next corner at Stavelot, only to see leader Hill out of fuel and pushing his car. Like Bruce, he too had the fuel, but his fuel pumps had packed in and dropped him out of the race. Despite his own issues, that left McLaren with a comfortable lead over Clark, and he looked set to take the win. Up at the finish line, officials were wondering where the winner was. The man mistakenly waved the flag at 2 different back markers, expecting one of them to be the leader, who was apparently nowhere to be seen. Eventually, McLaren rounded the final corner at La Source and rolled towards...
I mean, yeah, you might lose them.
Going into the last corner, his engine had finally given up, and he only had his momentum and the hill to carry him to the line.
Talk about pushing it all the way.
Unfortunately, he also saw Clark's Lotus roar past to snatch victory. Jack Brabham was a distant third. But the drama wasn't done with there. Clark hadn't realised he'd won and carried on to do a lengthy slowing down lap, only to run out of fuel himself at Stavelot, right at the opposite end of the track. Teammate Peter Rundell had to drive off and retrieve him so that he could celebrate the third of what would become 4 consecutive Spa wins.
Yeah, because you didn't have any radios, did you?
Brazilian Grand Prix. An incredibly wet race which saw a number of drivers, Antonio Bizzonia, Juan Pablo Montoya, Michael Schumacher,
Juan Pablo.
all spin out of the race thanks to
He raced in NASCAR. He wasn't that good, though.
turn 3. That was mad enough, but the way the race finished was so mad that the race result was actually wrong, and the true winner wasn't crowned until days later. Kimi Räikkönen was up at the front after long-time leader Rubens Barrichello had yet another home race mechanical failure, only for the Jordan of Giancarlo Fisichella to surprisingly pass him for the lead. At the start of the race, he'd filled his tanks right up to the brim with fuel and had yet to pit. Shortly after he had taken the lead, Mark Webber binned his Jaguar in a big way at the top of the
Ugh.
Unsighted, Fernando Alonso charged around the corner, perhaps a little fast for the double-waved yellow flags.
Yeah, a little fast.
Into a stray wheel,
Da-
making it an even more massive accident, which caused the
Look
race
at the
to be
track.
flagged and not restarted.
What a wreck
In
fest.
such a scenario, the race result gets counted back 2 laps, which meant the results went back to the end of lap 53, making Räikkönen the winner.
Wow, holy shit, that's
Alonso.
interesting.
Apart from the fact that Fisichella's car caught fire in Parc Fermé, that's not so weird, right? Wrong. There had actually been some confusion over exactly when the red flag had been shown, and a few days later it was discovered that Fisichella had just started his 56th lap when the race was stopped. That meant the result should have been taken from the end of lap 54, making Fisichella the winner.
That's confusing, man.
The matter went to the FIA Court of Appeal, and 5 days after the race had finished, the final order was confirmed. Fisichella first, his first win and Jordan's last, Räikkönen second and Alonso third. And Fisichella was handed the winner's trophy in a ceremony at
I bet there was a lot of
race. Since they'd stood on
debates.
the podium in Brazil in the wrong order, and with Alonso absent due to having a trip
I bet a lot of people didn't agree, and a lot of people agreed.
2003 Brazilian Grand Prix, perhaps the most incorrect of all time. The 1959 United States Grand Prix. The first United States Grand Prix was held at Sebring in
USA.
1959, and
Where?
the honour of being the last race of the season, with the championship battle being a 3-way showdown between Jack Brabham, Sterling Moss and Tony Brooks. Moss led from the start, but his chances ended after just 5 laps when the gearbox on his Cooper broke. That left Brabham in a comfortable lead, which basically assured him of the championship when...
Yeah, man, he about to flip or something.
On the last lap, he ran out of fuel within sight of the line. Fortunately for Brabham, in order for Brooks to win the
That had to have been fun to watch. It looks like it's on an airport or something.
several minutes earlier in the race after being hit by his own Ferrari teammate.
Ah,
on PRIX.
I bet that was a
Instead,
good team meeting.
Bruce McLaren had been closely following him for much of the race, so he waved him on to take the win, a result which made McLaren the youngest winner in Formula 1, a record he held until Fernando Alonso won the 2003 Hungarian Grand Prix. Brabham, determined to finish, pushed his car over the line to finish fourth.
W.
In the World Championship. The 1970 Monaco Grand Prix. Brabham was involved in another unusual.
I mean, when you mention Monaco, it's always a
Despite being 44 years old, he was still a force to be reckoned with and had led most of the race. Jocherin was running second and catching him quickly, but heading into the last lap, Brabham had surely enough of a gap to take the win. However, going into the last corner, which in 1970 was a simple hairpin, Brabham slid it wide in the braking zone. He locked his brakes on the dusty part of the circuit and slid into the bales. He went through to take the win. Brabham recovered to finish second, with nothing hurt but his pride. The 2002 United States Grand Prix. Ferrari had made a big mess of team orders at the Austrian Grand Prix earlier in the year when Rubens Barrichello gave up victory to Michael Schumacher right at the finish. But what happened at Indianapolis during the US Grand Prix?
I wish they would go back to Indianapolis, and a lot of people agree with me on that one. I know it. Indy is such a good racetrack. I mean, you got a road course, you got an oval. You could go backwards on the oval. You can go backwards on the road course, probably. There's a golf course. I mean, you can do anything there. Anything. I've been there. It's an amazing racetrack. I think IndyCar only uses the oval now, which is kind of sad. I wish NASCAR would go back to it, but NASCAR now uses the road course. Words are hard, but F1. I think F1's having like a race in Miami soon, next year. I don't know. I don't keep up. Like they're building a circuit there or something. But they need to go back to Indy now.
Grand Prix was arguably even more embarrassing. Schumacher had led from Barrichello the whole way in Ferrari's typically dominant fashion. When coming off the banking for the final time, Schumacher suddenly slowed. Barrichello drew alongside and they crossed the line first and second. When the timing screen came up, it was Barrichello who had won by just 0.011 seconds.
Holy sh**.
To this day, the reasons behind what happened aren't completely clear. Was it just a formation team finish that went wrong? Were the team trying to orchestrate a dead heat? Or most likely, was Schumacher trying to give Barrichello back the win he should have had in Austria? Either way, it was a really clumsy and slightly farcical way for a race to finish.
Yeah, that was strange. I don't know why they did that.
By 1991, Ayrton Senna had pretty much
You're there to race. Come on now.
achieve in F1, except for one thing, an elusive home victory. At Interlagos that year, he took pole and led most of the way, fending off Nigel Mansell's Williams in the process. But as the race neared its end, his McLaren, still running an old-school H-pattern manual gearbox, developed a problem. It kept jumping.
Oh boy.
Gear. Mansell started gaining rapidly, but with a dozen laps to go, a gearbox problem of his own caused him to spin out. That should have eased things for Senna, but instead they got worse. His car lost third and fifth gear as well, and he was
Why are you racing in pouring rain like that?
not only in sixth gear, but by using his hand to physically hold the gear lever in place. But wait,
Oh
there's
god.
more. Riccardo Patrese and the other Williams was taking huge chunks out of Senna's lead as the Brazilian lost as much as 6 seconds a lap with his problems. Oh yeah, and as if Senna didn't need any more things to worry about, it also started to sprinkle with rain.
There you go.
Senna finally had a bit of luck. Patrese's pace was slowed by a gearbox glitch of his own, while the other McLaren of Gerhard Berger in third, who was definitely within striking distance, lost pace with a sticking throttle. Senna and his car held on to win by just 3 seconds, screaming in pain as he did so. The effort of having to hold the car in gear for so many laps had cramped his shoulder. He was so exhausted.
Yeah, that would freaking hurt.
And was driven to the podium in the medical car. But it was worth it. Clearly still in pain, he mustered up enough strength to lift the trophy and wave the flag in front of the thousands of
What a legend.
so long to finally see him win on home soil. The 1993 Italian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton crossed
That guy's flying.
tyres is unusual, yes. But how about crossing it on no tyres? Because that's kind of what happened to Christian Fittipaldi at Monza in 1993. Coming up to the finish line, he followed Minardi teammate Pierre Luigi.
That's happened in NASCAR multiple times where you just fly through the air and you cross the finish line.
He was lifted off the throttle. Fittipaldi's front wheel clipped Martini's rear wheel, and he did a spectacular backflip across the line. Amazingly, he pretty much landed, still pointing in the right direction, and skidded to a stop. Unhurt and without losing any positions, in what must be the most spectacular...
Where's the video? I need to see it.
There you have it. A to the
I didn't watch that video.
to an F1 race. What was your favourite? Are there any we've missed out that you'd have put in this list? Let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah, there's a lot actually. Oh Man, I wish they'd go back to Indy. Holy. I'd go to one. 100%. I would love to go to one. I've been to a NASCAR race. I've not been to. Yeah, I've only been to a NASCAR race. I've been to multiple NASCAR races. I want to go to the Indy 500 one year, and I want to go to an F1 race, but I'm not gonna fly across the world or all the way to Texas. So that's not happening anytime soon. Who knows? Maybe I'll get rich and like fly over to somewhere. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, and that's literally it. There's not much else to do. You watch the video, you leave a like, and if you're new, you subscribe. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to do. I know all these YouTubers tell you to do more things to help them, but I'm not gonna tell you anything. Enjoy your day. Bye. You can leave now. So, gonna hit end record right now.